Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another Dragon Ball figure unboxing. Yes, that is correct, a Dragon Ball, as you can see here. Today we are taking a look at the Samurai Armor Kid Goku. I have actually wanted this guy in my collection for a very long time. This is actually a pretty old figure, but they re-released this guy kind of semi-recently, and I have had him in my holding area, I guess, for figure unboxings for a little bit. And I wanted this guy on the shelf for a fat minute now, so we're going to take a look at him. Obviously, the box is really cool. Of course, besides the back, which of course shows the two different versions that you can get. This, of course, being the A version, which is the one that we have here today, and the B version, which is the one where Goku is smiling instead of smirking. I do want to get both of these at some point. If memory serves, I think only the B version re-released, or I'm sorry, the A version, because that's one we have. Don't quote me on that, though. If there's no text on the screen to correct me, then I'm not sure of that information. But that's what I remember, anyhow. Regardless, the only difference besides the smirk is, of course, the helmet has the dragon on it with the A version rather than the Dragon Ball for the B version. I like both of these, and I would love to have both of them on the shelf next to each other someday, but for now, we can definitely chill with our boy smirking. And again, I love this box because it looks like he's actually sitting in this throne room, you know what I mean? Like, we have this background, and then of course it's the sides of the figure. They don't really do this too often, but I guess it doesn't really work for other figure boxes as well as it would for a figure like this. And I really like the packaging on this one. I do think you also get him without the helmet as an optional head. We'll see when we crack into the box. Obviously, there's the sticker of authenticity, and of course, the bottom is just a bunch of hoo-ha! Just a bunch of legal mumbo-jumbo. I also decided that I want to start opening my figure on from the bottom, so then that way, like, you know, when I ruin this part of the box, then I can just like cut it from the bottom, and then obviously if I'm gonna like put the box out or something like that, because this would be a box that I would love to like display, right? Then of course this disgustingness can just kind of sit on the floor, or on the ground rather, right? You know, sealing it back up, and then obviously bam, you can't even tell, you know what I mean? Alright, let's go ahead and pull our boy out here. Is this the extra head? Yeah. Oh, that's the helmet. Oh my gosh. That is huge. I did not expect that to be that big. Alright. Oh, and there's just a faceplate. Holy cow. Okay. This figure is definitely mostly head. Alright. Let's go ahead and turn on the ring light here. And do we need the knife for this? Holy cow. There's so many pieces. There's no instructions for this. Nope, nothing in the box. Alright, well, I guess we'll get his body out first. This is a little bit more like brighter orange than the picture kind of implies. Not that I'm complaining. The paint job looks pretty good. The only thing that I think I see is the gold has a little bit of like, but it's not too bad, I would say. I definitely like it overall. That white on the back, I don't know if it's, yeah, it's definitely not supposed to be like that. Kind of unfortunate on the paint job. Yeah, it definitely looks more like red on the box than it does with the actual figure. Let's go ahead and get his skull out. I've rarely ever see, I'm trying to think of another case where it's happened, where we actually have a faceplate for a Bam Presto figure. That is very, very weird. But anyway, there's his face. And obviously we have the face plate. I assume the reason why this is like this, because obviously there's only one faceplate in the box, is that if you have both of these, you could give the smiling head the helmet with the dragon. I'm assuming that's the reason why it's like this. That would make sense to me, since obviously these figures are a pair. Because, yeah, I'm definitely thinking that this was only the one that re-released, because I would have bought both of them if I would have had the chance to. Because I've wanted both of them for a long time. Alright, so let's take a look at him with hair, and then just with the helmet. This is so weird. I've, like, never seen a Bam Presto figure. Oops, sorry for bumping the camera there. I've never seen a Bam Presto figure where you need to, like, assemble it this much. Alright, so I guess we'll just put his face in there like this. Yeah, that looks good. And then is this for the... Oh, this is for the helmet. Definitely for the helmet, yeah. And then this just goes here, I guess? That looks correct, but it's not really fitting unless that's the connection. No. Yeah, no, there we go. Okay. I mean, there is going to be that seam line there, unfortunately, but, you know, it kind of is what it is. But I think from far away, that does look pretty good. And then obviously just... That's cute! I like that a lot, actually. That is really, really cool. That is definitely a very, very nice figure, if I do say so myself. That's super neat. Yeah, I definitely like that a lot. Again, I do kind of wish he was more red, like the box sort of implies, rather than this orange. I guess the orange almost makes more sense for Goku's, like, gi. He's definitely very top-heavy, though. Like, if you... Well, no, it does stand up pretty well, I guess. I was kind of thinking that it would fall. Will it fall face first? No, not really. Alright, well, I guess it's pretty well balanced then on the shelf, so you don't have to worry about it. But he does look really cool just, like, sitting there, if I do say so myself. He's literally just... Oh, hello, I didn't mean to zoom in that far. He's just chilling there, bro. That's pretty cool. Definitely a very nice figure. And obviously something that's, like, kind of eye-catching on the shelf, because, of course, it's sort of unique. Let's go ahead and put him in the back, and we'll get this ridiculous helmet out of here. Holy moly, this thing is awesome. And I love that the dragon is actually sculpted like Shinron's head. That's awesome that it's not just like a random dragon. Oh, I didn't even notice he's fully there. I thought that it was just like his head. That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, I love the little detailing with all the gold on there. Oh, that's the... What? That's so cool. I didn't even notice that the first time. Obviously, the logo of his school. I assume these don't come apart because it's a different helmet. Shinron... Oh, no, well... Nope, unless I just ripped that off. Shinron... I don't think I did. It did feel like there was a small snap, but there's no, like, thing for that to go in there. I mean... Yeah, that's pretty well attached. I think it's fine that it's a little bit movable. This is definitely, like, a little bit of softer plastic. That's so nice, though. I love the detailing in the sculpt work, though. That is awesome. And I love that they use more shiny paint for the black. Yeah, this definitely, though, doesn't... I guess it kind of works. Definitely not how this figure is intended, though. Let's go ahead and actually do this correctly. Pop his head right off. That comes off very nicely. Oh, okay. I was kind of worried that was going to be a little bit difficult, but I guess we could just store this here. Because this still fits in here without his head in there. So we'll just do that. Easy storage there. Stuck that right there. This, I assume then... Yeah, because this is like the line for his neck, right? So this would go here. Kind of looks like Darth Vader now. Dun, 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 dun. And then how does this fit in here? Is it just... There is a little notch, and obviously there's a hole on the back. So that is kind of... My intuition... is telling me that that just slides, but that doesn't feel right. Like, I feel like his face should take up more of the... Oh, no, wait! No, his hair isn't there. But that feels like a secure fit. Yeah, that definitely doesn't fit there. Okay. Is there something, like, on the helmet? Or am I missing a piece? Or is it just literally slide in like that? Because his face doesn't feel secure there. Like, his head feels secure, but his face is still, like, you know, pretty loose. Well, no, I guess that's okay. I guess it's just like this, because you can't see the... Interesting. It feels really weird, because I feel like you should be able to, like, see the part that's... I guess you just can't see the, like, seam line, because of where his head is positioned. Obviously, if it's like this, that's a little bit more awkward, but the way that it sits on his head is definitely just like this. There's a lot of space, though. I mean, to be fair, it is a big helmet, but I was kind of, like, expecting it to, I don't know, maybe sit more, like, on his head? I don't know. Like, sit more full on his head, I guess, but here we go. Here is the figure in its full glory. And I do have to say, as much as I am a little bit disappointed with the colors, this thing is really, really cool. Obviously, this is a super, super unique take on Goku. And I don't think that you'll ever find a Goku figure like this officially anyway. Like, I think that's part of the reason why I love this thing so much, is that this is an official Dragon Ball figure, right? Like, this definitely seems like something that a bootleg or a resin company would maybe make. But this is obviously a official Banpresto figure. If I flip this over... Oh, his face fell off, but the rest of it stayed on. That's kind of funny. Okay. Well, I will tell you then, just be careful, because obviously this helmet is a lot of weight here. Just make sure you're being careful with this thing when you're placing his head on there. It is nice that there is enough space that you can just, like, jam the face back on there, and then it's fine. And you don't really have to, like, worry about it too much, and there you go, the figure's fine again. But that is a very, very cool figure. I definitely think I'm going to keep the helmet on him, and he's definitely taller with the helmet on. So, let's go ahead and remove his wig, and let's go ahead and get our usual size comparisons in there. Moving Goku back, we of course have the usual Ichiban Kuji Gotenks, which is obviously a little bit bigger than my man's. And we have the Super Saiyan Blue Goku from the Dokkan Battle WCF. Obviously, this guy is only so big because of the ridiculous helmet, and the helmet does, like, obviously the spikes kind of go back instead of up, so that's also why visually it kind of looks like that he's not as tall as Gotenks. When if you take a look at it, like, from here, right, obviously he looks a lot taller that way, but it's just kind of because of the angle that the you know, horns on the helmet are on. Let's actually take a measurement of him. He stands at about, looks like just under 6 inches, which honestly isn't too bad. You know, he is a $20 figure, and he is sitting down, of course, but he's a pretty wide boy. Of course, you know, he scales a lot bigger than a lot of other figures. Even though Gotenks is obviously taller than him, you know, of course, he is definitely a lot bigger than Gotenks, that's for darn sure. And in terms of our other figure comparisons that we have for today, I figured I would crack out the other 2 Kid Goku figures that I have in my collection, which is weird that I have 3 now. But of course we have the World Figure Coliseum Milk Goku. Obviously, these guys are kind of around the same size. They're both very small and stubby, both of them kind of close to the ground. Of course, the Armor Goku obviously being sitting, but of course, you know, our other boy running here. And I do think that the Armor Goku's body is definitely a little bit bigger. I think it's just kind of the nature of the figure, but both of their hair is huge. But I definitely think that Goku's hair's volume with the armor one certainly beats out the other one, but these two do look pretty good on the shelf. Obviously, if you want all of the expressions of Goku, getting this armor version and the other one would be great to kind of get all of his different happy-go-lucky and expressions. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and swap that out for the Nimbus Goku. That's right, this is a very cool Goku figure. There is also the variant of his before Orange Gi Dragon Ball outfit. I don't really know how to give a good descriptor for it. These two do look pretty cool. Obviously, if you are having some kind of Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball type of collection, both of these guys are definitely good for you to have on the shelf next to each other. Of course, Goku's of course very much so smaller, but that's because of Nimbus. But they look cool together. Obviously, having both of these boys standing next to each other smiling is very, very cute. And you could definitely get some kind of cool setup, I feel like, with maybe him flying over Goku's head or something like that. You know, obviously going over the Shenron, I think that would look pretty neat. But that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. I'm really happy that I could finally crack into this figure, because I have been really hoping to open this guy for a long time. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to pick this figure up, I will leave some places in the description if I can find them, because I know that he is a little bit hard to find nowadays. I do still recommend getting him despite the flaws of the paint mishaps and obviously the color on the box being a little bit misleading. It's almost like I feel like the orange is more fitting for Goku, but I feel like stylized to what this figure is supposed to be based off of like the samurai, the more like red-ish tone kind of fits a little bit more. It's just like a lot brighter orange than the like reddish orange that's on the box, if I do say so myself. But I definitely like both of them a lot. Even Shenron's gold, if we take a look at like the top there, right, is definitely a lot more like gold than the more yellow that they used for the actual figure. But I still think it's very good nonetheless, and of course it's kind of hard to find anything else like this from official sources, of course, especially since this guy is only 20 bucks, which I think is a pretty good deal for a figure like this. If you would also like to support me on the old Patreon with my figure collecting shenanigans, you can do so in the link in the description. It's just a good way to support your boy, support the channel and all that type of stuff for everything I do around here, as well, of course, your Patreon names once a month are in one of these figure unboxings if you are a donor. So thank you so much to all the names on screen, and other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.